It's not only the hurricane season, but it's also the wet season, so we tend to get bouts of heavy rains coming through. In fact, June starts the peak of the first peak of our wet season. Then we get into July, we tend to get more rainfall, and then it tapers off into September, then peaks again for November. So far for the month of June, 371 millimeters recorded at the rain gauge. Obviously, that means that's much above normal in terms of the rainfall so far. And looking out towards the Atlantic and passing over Trinidad and Tobago, lots of dreary dark skies out there. Also some heavy showers appearing in those clouds, and the possibility of some thunder as well being heard. Now that's all due to an active tropical wave. Now tropical waves usually come by every 3 to 7 days, leaving Africa, coming across the Atlantic into the Caribbean. So it's normal, and they tend to bring most of our wet season weather alongside the intertropical convergence zone. So there we have the active tropical wave making its way across Trinidad and Tobago as we go into the early hours. Definitely some heavy showers expected in that, and also the possibility of some thundery ones as well. And it may well spread further towards the north, maybe getting as far north as Antigua, spilling over some moisture there. But for the most part, it should be confined to the central Leeward Islands and then coming down towards the Windward Islands. Following behind that, we do have some Saharan dust in the air, and that will likely come in as we get towards late on Thursday and into Friday. But before then, it will be a damp and dreary night across Tobago. Also quite breezy for many of you, with the showers coming and going after midnight and going into the early hours, and also even during the afternoon. Still expecting, obviously, with the possibility of the daytime heating, still bringing those showers coming and going, especially along the main ridge, where they could be heavier than normal, particularly due to those hills. Across the northern range as well, you'll notice some of the heavier showers attracted to the higher elevations, so be mindful about that. In those heavy showers, you could also see some gusty winds and some thunder showers expected. As we go first thing into tomorrow morning, a damp, wet start for many of you. Cloudiness as well expected for most areas. As I said, the showers will likely continue to go through into the afternoon, so not much let up in terms of the dampness, but be mindful, especially down towards southern areas, or those areas which are impacted by the flooding from Tropical Storm Brett that waterlogged the ground, as well as the high moisture content will likely bring a possibility of street or flash flooding, especially in those areas. So we're looking at a cool night and then a pleasant day tomorrow. No higher than 31 degrees Celsius, possibly no lower than the 23 in Trinidad and Tobago. Through Thursday, we'll still keep a few clouds and showers going. The possibility of 1 or 2 of those showers still maybe turning heavier, but once you get into Thursday and Friday and Saturday, look for the ridge of high pressure to build, and also some Saharan dust to come through. The Saharan dust may well be quite thick, extending into the weekend as well. Now for mariners and boaters, be mindful that obviously in those thunder showers, you could be seeing some choppy seas as well, 2 to 2.5 meters, especially out in the Atlantic and along the northern part of the Caribbean Sea. Choppy conditions, northeasterly swells of 9 seconds, and winds as well of 15 to 20 knots, possibly gusting higher in those showers. Now bearing in mind that also we have the hurricane season with us, and the season is set to be just slightly above normal, especially for where we are in the southern part of the Caribbean, but the general outlook is for 11 to 17 named storms, but obviously we'll be watching each one as they come across the Atlantic. So far there is just one tropical wave which is set to leave Africa, coming across the coastline there, and they will likely be looking at that as a low chance for now, but obviously every one of those tropical waves coming by bears watching. Meanwhile, the one that's affecting the Eastern Caribbean will continue to bring rainfall there as you go into later on tomorrow. So for Jamaica, just a few showers from time to time, some damp spots expected, more showers and cloudiness expected for Havana and a high of 32 there. And also we're expecting maybe the few showers to be coming in the 2 parts of Antigua as well as Baste and St. Kitts. But further south from Dominica coming into St. Lucia, all the way down Barbados into St. George's, Grenada, look for the cloudy, dreary conditions and some downpours there as well. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.